generation. It's more squared off, rugged looking, muscular. Some people think it looks like a budget Land Rover. My mom actually compared it to a Ford Flex, which is actually pretty correct. The trim I have here today is the off-road trim. This is the Santa Fe XRT. You're wondering what that gets you. It gets you 8.3 inches of extra ground clearance versus the standard Santa Fe 7. You get these 245 60R18 all-terrain Continental tires, black trim, all around black mirror caps, roof rails. It's honestly just like a budget off-road package, but trust me, this thing, you can't do much off-road with it, trust me. While it has a higher ride height than the standard Santa Fe, this isn't Rubicon ready. It's more cosmetic look. It's attractive, but don't think you can, you know, head to Arizona and tackle the trail or anything in this. All Santa Fe's this time around are powered by the same 2.5 liter turbocharged i4. It's putting out 277 horsepower. Let me get this open. It's putting out 277 horsepower with an paired with an 8-speed DCT, 311 pound-feet of torque, which is pretty impressive for a turbocharged 4-cylinder. I believe this is the same engine that's shared with models like the Sonata Inline. I think it's the base engine in some Genesis models, such as the G80. It's a potent engine. Some people might say you might want a V6 in a vehicle this size. You don't need it. There are some drawbacks to it that I'll get to a bit later. But anyway, the interior is drastically different than the previous generation. You get the huge long touch screen, huge long screen here. It's divided up. Let me start it up here. It's divided up into the gauges here, and then everything else here, navigation, you know, vehicle controls, things like that. Hyundai is one of the few automakers in the industry that are sticking with physical controls. They're not going all in on screens. So while this screen is nice, the important controls for, you know, radio, climate, navigation, etc. aren't buried in menus. You actually get physical controls here, which is, it's beautiful. So you have physical controls for your AC, climate control. You have drive mode buttons. This is another perk of the XRT trim. You actually get a four-wheel drive lock button here, but that's as far as the off-road goodies go on this thing. I don't think there's any like underbody protection or anything like that. Like I said, you do get the raised ride height versus the standard Santa Fe. Notice there's no gear selector. Hyundai has been moving the gear selector here. You have this electronic gear selector that you know, you switch here like this. So with it having no gear selector in the center console, that frees up more space for stuff. And in a vehicle like this, you're going to need space for stuff if you have kids and stuff like that. So surprisingly, you get dual wireless chargers. There's two USB-C ports here. They're high powered. This one here feeds, there's wired and wireless Apple CarPlay, but you can also, if you hit this button here, it'll switch from data transmission that, you know, allows the CarPlay to run on USB-C, or you could switch it to just charging and not run CarPlay, or switch it to charge and CarPlay. Like I said, two wireless chargers, deep console here. This console is actually pretty slick. I'll show you how in a bit. Deep cup holders, under storage here. This is like a floating console. Get under storage here. You could put a bag, small bag there. One old school charger here, 12 volt. More storage here. It's a cubby there. it's not quite a glove box. There's an actual glove box here. So you can put stuff in there. There's actually a slot here. This is pretty cool. You can put your phone here and it won't slide. This is rubberized. Sensor here for driver attention warning, stuff like that. This trim doesn't come with a panoramic roof. It's a standard sunroof. This is imitation leather. You get the XRT logo here. These are heated seats. Both front seats are heated. There's no cooling, unfortunately. One downside about the interior that I found, the vents, climate control vents, are way too low. So if you notice, the vents are, most cars, the vents are, you know, maybe here. These, they're always going to feel like they're not blowing on you enough, at least for me. I had to adjust them. They're damn near pointing at the roof, and I still, you know, I still didn't feel the air. They're way too low, but I see why Hyundai had to do it, because they had to accommodate this screen. Let's head to the back. Oh, there's more storage in the doors. You can sit something here. I tend to put my wallet here. More storage here. There's bottle holders in the doors. These can actually hold, you know, the metal water. I can't think of the name, but you know what I'm talking about. The metal water drinking things. They're expensive or whatever. Like the Stanley cups or whatever. These can actually hold that. This is one of the few new cars I've seen that actually have cup holders that can accommodate you know, huge drinks like that. Step to the back. Back seat room is pretty decent. The seat is adjusted for me. I'm 6 feet tall, and as you can see, there's plenty of room behind me. It's pretty comfortable back here. These seats actually do slide fore and aft a bit. It's a 60-40 split bench. The seats slide fore and aft, as you can see here. They also recline. The console here, I was trying to think about what to say, sorry. The console here, like I said earlier, it's pretty slick. So not only does it open forward, but if you have kids or whatever and they need to grab something out of the center console, it actually opens this way as well. So it's two-way opening. In addition to that, under here, there's an additional drawer. You can keep snacks down here. Again, if you're like me and you have kids, my son's a teenager now, but when he was younger, I'd probably fill this with Cheez-Its or, you know, fruit snacks or something like that. This is pretty impressive. Another impressive family-friendly feature: USB-C charging ports in the seat backs. This is one of the most convenient USB locations that I've ever seen. It's such a convenient place to charge, because you can sit, if you have a cord long enough, you could just sit up like you normally would and hold your phone and charge. Tons of storage back here. There is center armrest, with cup holders. There's more cup holders on the door. Each door has 2 cup holders in addition to a bottle holder at the bottom. And the same storage as up front, the grab handles, you can put stuff there. Interior quality is excellent. Nothing looks or feels cheap in here. Like, as you can see, this, if no one was telling you this was a $42,000 vehicle, the XRT trim starts at about 42. You would, it looks luxury, it looks quality. There's not a cheap filling material in here. Everything's quality, especially the doors. I think I locked myself in. Hang on. But yeah, everything in here is of high quality. I had to cut because I couldn't get out the back. There's some kind of child lock. I couldn't figure it out. But anyway, as I was saying, there's tons of storage back here. There's tons of room. Interior quality is excellent. One unique thing, there are AC vents in here, but they're not where you'd expect them to be. They're not in the center console because of its unique design. They're here in the B pillar. Unfortunately, those are the only vents back here. It would be cool if there was some in like the ceiling or something like that, but anyway, Accessing the third row is fairly easy. They're one-touch seat. The seats, one-touch slide forward and after. When you touch that, flip forward like that. Got some reusable grocery bags back here. But room back here, as expected, is not. It's coupe tight. It's not. If you're expecting, you know, full-size SUV or even slightly bigger than this third row room, you're not going to find it here. That's one of the drawbacks of the Santa Fe. Seating and cargo area room with the third row up is tight. There is a power lift gate. But as expected, like, let me show you what I mean. So folding the seats is fairly easy. Just use this strap here. This is the cargo space behind the third row. It is tight. I tried to get a luggage in here over Memorial Day just to test with the seats up. Wouldn't fit. But luckily, like I said, folding the seats is not an issue. You do get tons of room back here. Strangely, never seen this in any other vehicle before, there is a rear AC control for the third row. So there is controls for it's a strange setup, so let me explain. The first two rows are controlled by, of course, the climate controls in the front, the center console. The third row gets its own controls here, just for these two seats with its own individual vents. There, strangely though, there aren't any chargers back here. I haven't been able to find any. I don't know if I'm missing them. There is like a 115 volt house type charger, but there aren't any USB chargers back here. It's weird. There's another 12 volt here, but that's about it. Cargo room though is excellent when you fold all the seats down. But yeah, third row leg room and cargo room behind the third row is pretty tight. So like I was saying, cargo volume is pretty tight back here. There's just 14.6 cubic feet of cargo space with the third row folded. That grows to 40.5 cubic feet with the second row folded. And with both rows folded, that swells to 79.6 cubic feet. That's a ton of room. I was actually able to get a Blackstone grill in here that I need to put in storage. So there is space, but you just have to fold down both rows to do it. Like I said, leg room behind in the third row is tight. It's coupe-like. It's just 30 inches of leg room. That's less, I believe that's less than a Ford Mustang. Overall though, this is an excellent family vehicle if you're looking for something, you know, to carry your family in with the unique design as like anything else on the road. It's a great buy. Hyundai's 10-year 100,000 mile powertrain warranty, best in the biz. Overall though, I was happy with it. It's comfortable, quiet, smooth, decent on gas. Went to Vegas, got about 24.5 miles a gallon. Takes premium. The 2.5 liter takes premium, which is surprising. I applaud Hyundai for doing that. One thing about the design though, you won't forget what company makes this vehicle. I don't know if it's intentional or not. The use of H in the design language of this car is strange. It's unique and strange, but it's everywhere. Take a look at the front fascia. Viewed from straight on, I don't know if you see this huge portion at the bottom, giant H. Each of the headlights, an H, literally. These are DRLs. They're also the amber turn signals. It's an H, each one. It doesn't stop there. Go around the back. Each tail light, H. elongated H, but it's an H. Each side, inside, doesn't stop. Dash, this is a long H right here. There's not even an H on the steering wheel. Hyundai doesn't do its logo on its wheels anymore. Instead, it goes, they went for a Morse code design. This is Hyundai in Morse code. I think it looks sophisticated and unique, but you won't find Hyundai's H badge on the wheel anymore. It's a Morse code design. But the use of H is heavy in this car. Even the air vents, I just noticed it right now. They're H's. It's crazy stuff. I don't know if it was intentional or not. It had to be. But another unique feature, you need to store stuff on the roof. There's grab handles here, built into each side. The test vehicle I came with, for some reason, only the passenger side pushes in. This side doesn't. But it's a unique feature. If you need to get on the roof, you just use this. It's sturdy. Hyundai also designed the rear hatch for tailgating duties. You can't tell from, you know, in the video, but it's easy to sit back here. Like if you're tailgating, or you know, you want to just chill right here or something, it's so easy to sit right here. Like it is a little tight if you need to go in as you're sitting there, but overall, if you're like tailgating or something at like a park or whatever, it's so easy to just sit right there and chill. Oh, before I forget, another H. You can see it here in the rear hatch design. Huge H across, made into the molded plastic. I don't get it. I guess that's something they intended to do. It's strange to me, but whatever. But overall, it's a good vehicle. Like I said, the one major downside I found with the Santa Fe is the powertrain. Like I said before, it's 2.5 liters, 277 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque, paired with the 8-speed wet dual clutch automatic transmission. Any other application in here as well. It's a potent engine. Like I said, pulls strong. You won't miss a V6. These are also available in a hybrid. I think it has about 236 horsepower. But other than that, this is the standard engine on all Santa Fe trims. Potent engine. Downside, pairing of this engine with the DCT and something we all dread. It's here, you can deactivate it. Start, stop. Let me explain. If you've never encountered a dual clutch transmission, it's I don't want to get into all the nitty-gritty engineering details, but it's pretty much an automatic transmission, but it behaves like a manual transmission when you're going off the line. So that means it has the potential to roll back sometimes, or there's like a lag, like as if you're engaging the clutch. That's very noticeable when paired with the engine that has turbo lag like this one does. Pair that turbo lag, the manual like nature of the DCT, and a start stop system, you're in for some laggy throttle response to the point where it can be annoying. This is the engine is paired with all-wheel drive. Like I said, pulls strong, but this engine shouldn't have been paired with a start-stop system and a DCT. Those make for laggy throttle response. It's just annoying. If Hyundai had put in a 6-speed, that might have worked. 6-speed's a little old school now, but that's the major downside with this engine. It's just laggy throttle response. But other than that, this is a great vehicle. You couldn't go wrong with it. Me and my family had it for a week. It's roomy, great on gas. Like I said, this trim starts at 42 grand, It's more than enough room for families. If you have little kids, they'll probably be most happy in the third row. Adults can sit back there, short stints, but overall, this is a great vehicle. Hyundai hit it out the park. You know, if you don't need something as big as the Palisade, this is a great vehicle. But you know, just the powertrain combo it's a little laggy. But yeah, this is a 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and look out for more reviews from us soon. Thanks for watching.